The night she asked me to trust her was the night I realized love can feel exactly like betrayal. This is your host, Alistair. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. This is another story where love is being betrayed, where love is being cheated on. And cheating is not is not something that's an option. Cheating is a choice. We're going to move on to the story today.
The night she asked me to trust her was the night I realized love can feel exactly like betrayal. As that was the moment everything changed. Adrian Blake had never been a jealous man. He believed love should breathe. He believed that when two people choose each other, they do not need chains, they need choice. And he chose Vanessa Clark every day. Vanessa was the light of his life. She laughed loudly, loved deeply, and spoke about their future like it was already written in gold. Their apartment was filled with wedding magazines, fabric samples, and sticky notes about guest lists. Every evening they would sit on the floor surrounded by plants, dreaming about flowers and first dances. Promise me something, Vanessa would whisper, laying against his chest. What? Adrian would ask. Never stop choosing me. He would kiss her forehead. I don't believe in quitting. Their love was not loud, but it was steady, warm, familiar, like coming home, until it wasn't. It started small. Vanessa began sleeping with her phone face down. She started taking calls on the balcony. She smiled at messages but locked the screen too quickly. Work stress? She would say when he noticed. Adrian nodded. He trusted her. Then came the conferences. It's important, she said one evening, folding clothes into her suitcase. 3 days, big clients, networking. He leaned against the door frame, watching her. You seem nervous. I just need you to trust me, she said softly, and respect my privacy. No checking up, no questions, just trust. Her words were gentle, but they felt heavy. Trust me, respect my privacy. Two simple sentences. But something inside him shifted. He walked toward her and wrapped his arms around her waist. She smelled different, a new perfume, sweet, bold. Of course, he said, I trust you. She smiled with relief and kissed him deeply. The kiss was warm, slow, familiar, but something about it felt like goodbye. That night, they made love with an intensity that felt almost desperate. She held him tighter than usual. Felt like they were both trying to prove something without saying it. Afterward, she rested her head on his chest. You're my forever, she whispered. He wanted to believe it. The next morning, he drove her to the airport. He held his hand the whole way. Don't overthink, she teased lightly. You always think too much. He smiled. That's why you love me, she laughed. Exactly at the drop-off lane, she kissed him again. Quick, sweet, I'll call you. Safe flight. He watched her walk inside, and that's when the silence began. The first day, she texted once. Busy, miss you. The second day, nothing until midnight. Long day, exhausted. The third day, her phone went straight to voicemail for hours. Adrian did not call again. He remembered her words. Trust me, respect my privacy. So he did. He didn't check her social media. He didn't ask mutual friends. He didn't scroll through old messages. Instead, he opened his laptop. If love is trust, he thought, then trust should survive light. He logged into their shared wedding planning account. It was practical, responsible, adult. He reviewed venue payments, catering deposits, photographer schedule. Everything looked normal. Then he noticed something small, a transfer. It wasn't labeled clearly, just a payment reference and a hotel name. A boutique hotel. He frowned. Maybe it was related to the conference. He searched the conference website. The event hotel was different. Different location, different name. His chest tightened, but his face remained calm. He leaned back in his chair and stared at the ceiling. I respect your privacy, he whispered to the empty room, but I won't disrespect my intelligence. He didn't feel angry, not yet. He felt something worse, clarity, but there was no clarity. Adrian was not the kind of man who shouted. He was not dramatic. He believed in evidence, not emotion, and evidence does not shout, it waits. He closed the laptop gently. He walked into the bedroom. Her pillow still carried her scent. Her closet door was slightly open. A dress he had never seen before was missing. He sat on the edge of the bed and laughed softly to himself. Funny, he murmured. How reservations work? You make one quietly, you cancel one quietly, and sometimes the person who thinks they booked your future forgets you. You can release it too. His phone buzzed. A message from Vanessa. Can't wait to come home to you. He stared at the heart emoji for a long time. Then he typed back, safe travels, no questions, no accusations, just calm, because sometimes the strongest move is silence. And sometimes respecting someone's privacy means giving them all the space they ask for, including the space where they no longer stand beside you. Adrian closed his eyes and made a decision. He would not spy. He would not beg. He would not fight for a version of love that needed darkness to survive. He would simply look at the truth and act. The apartment felt too quiet without her laughter. But for the first time, the silence did not feel confusing. It felt clear, and clarity, he realized, is louder than any confession. The most dangerous kind of anger is the quiet one. Adrian didn't throw his phone. He didn't call her 10 times. He didn't text, "Who are you with?" Instead, he made coffee. If love was about trust, then trust deserved facts, not fear. He opened the wedding spreadsheet again. Vanessa had insisted they keep everything shared. Transparency is romantic. She once joked, funny how transparency sometimes reveals what romance hides. The transfer was not large enough to look dramatic. It was subtle, clean and professional looking. The hotel name sounded elegant, almost poetic. A boutique hotel near the city center, not near the conference venue. He clicked into the vendor confirmation emails. The wedding venue was fully paid for, with the deposit, catering secured, photographer booked, the honeymoon suite reserved at their dream resort. He paused at the word reserved. He almost laughed. Seems we both like making reservations, he whispered. He searched the conference agenda online, speakers, location, partner hotels. The boutique hotel did not appear anywhere near. His jaw tightened, not in rage but in understanding. There were only two possibilities. Either she had booked a quiet place to rest away from colleagues, or she had booked a quiet place to rest with someone who wasn't him. Adrian didn't jump to conclusions. He called the conference help desk. Calm voice, polite tone. Hi, I'm confirming accommodation options for attendees. They listed the official hotels, none matched. He thanked them and hung up. His chest felt heavy now. Not broken, just heavy. He walked to the window and looked down at the street. Couples walked past holding hands. A delivery man argued on the phone. Life moved forward like nothing had changed. But everything changed. Everything he had. He remembered the way Vanessa held him before leaving, the intensity, the closeness, the way her fingers pressed into his back like she was afraid of losing something, or maybe afraid of being caught. His phone buzzed, a photo from her, a blurry picture of a conference badge. See? Told ya. Busy, busy. He stared at it, stared and stared. The badge showed her name, the event logo, but no hotel tag. Adrian typed back, proud of you. He placed the phone face down, respect her privacy. He would not spy, he would not accuse, but he would prepare. That evening he opened their joint wedding account again, not to look for betrayal, to look for responsibility. He listed every vendor, every payment, every due date. Then he opened a new document titled Contingency, because trust without accountability is not love. It's blindness, and Adrian had perfect vision now. The next morning, Adrian woke up early, not restless, resolved. He dressed neatly, like a man going to an important meeting. In a way, he was. He dialed the wedding venue first. Hi, this is Adrian Blake. I need to cancel our reservation. The coordinator sounded surprised. Your date is highly requested. Are you sure? He looked at the framed photo of Vanessa on the shelf. Her smile, bright, certain. But then he said, yes. He said calmly, very calmly. No anger, no frustration. Release the date. There was a pause. Very well. Your deposit is partially refundable within policy. He thanked them. Next, catering. Then, the florist. Then, the photographer. Each call felt like cutting a thread from a future that no longer felt real. Strangely, he didn't cry. He felt steady. He froze the shared wedding planning account, not out of revenge, out of protection. If love was a partnership, then so was responsibility. And if she could make secret reservations, so could he. He removed his engagement ring and placed it on the table. He didn't throw it. He didn't slam it. He didn't down it. He just set it there. A quiet statement. The apartment felt different now. Not sad, but empty. He remembered a joke Vanessa once made. If you ever cheat on me, she laughed. At least book somewhere classy, he had replied. I don't need a hotel. I already live with the only woman I want. Funny how jokes sometimes rehearse the truth. That night, she texted, coming home tomorrow morning. Miss my fiancé. He stared at the word fiancé. He typed, drive safe from the airport. No heart emoji, no question, just calm, because storms do not scare mountains. And Adrian had become one. Vanessa entered the apartment glowing. She looked rested, radiant, confident. She ran into his arms. I missed you so much. He hugged her back, but gently. How was the conference? He asked. Busy, productive, exhausting, everything, you name it. She laughed. You would have hated the small talk, I'm sure. She pulled back and looked at him. Why do you look so serious? Do I? Her phone rang. She frowned. That's strange, she answered. Her smile faded. What do you mean cancelled? Silence. There was silence in the room. Her face drained of color. She slowly lowered the phone. What did you do? He met her eyes calmly. I respected your privacy. Her voice trembled. You cancelled the venue? Yes. And the catering? Yes. She stared at him like she didn't recognize him. Why would you do that? Adrian didn't raise his voice. Because I reviewed our shared expenses. I checked confirmations. I noticed a boutique hotel booking unrelated to your conference. Her lip parted. You checked? I reviewed our joint account. That's not spying. That's responsibility. It's not what you think, she said quickly. He tilted his head slightly, then helped me understand. She hesitated. That hesitation said more than any confession. Tears filled her eyes. It was just someone I met months ago. It wasn't serious. The words landed softly, but they shattered everything. Not serious? Adrian repeated. It didn't mean anything, she whispered. He gave a faint, sad smile. Then why did you need privacy? She had no answer. He stepped back slightly. You asked me to trust you. I did. I didn't check your phone. I didn't follow you. I didn't accuse you. His voice was steady, but his eyes were not. I just refused to ignore reality. She began crying openly now. I was confused. I panicked. The wedding felt overwhelming. So you booked Clarity in a hotel room? He said quietly. The double meaning hung in the air. She looked down. Silence filled the room. Heavy. Final. Do you still love me? She asked through tears. Adrian's expressions softened. I love you enough to trust you. He walked to the table and picked up the engagement ring. I also love myself enough not to accept half-truths. She reached for him. We can fix this. He shook his head gently. Love is not just passion, it's honesty. It's choosing each other when no one is watching. His voice cracked for the first time. You asked me to respect your privacy. I did. He placed the ring in her hand. But respect does not mean ignoring what's in front of you. She collapsed into tears, and Adrian felt his own finally fall. Not from anger, but from grief. He walked toward the door, paused, and looked back one last time. Trust is giving someone your heart, he said softly, but accountability is protecting it. Then he added, with calm finality, I respected your privacy. I just didn't ignore reality. And he walked away, not because he stopped loving her, but because he started loving himself more. Love is powerful, but self respect is stronger.